But the buck didn't stop there. Before the rally, the president likened the MAGA movement to, quote, semi-fascism. Joining me now, Arizona Congressman Andy Biggs. Congressman, good to see you this evening, and we appreciate your time tonight. You know, you listen to those sound bites. You listen to a president who campaigned in his basement that he was going to unify the country, and he's dividing the country more so now than ever before. And what's really interesting to me is he seems to not recall what I recall on election night, which was that it was a very close election. Judged by, in a handful of swing states, by a very small margin of votes. When he speaks this way, he is alienating 75 million voters and putting them in some basket, calling them semi-fascist. People are insulted by this, and they're dealing with the rest of the inflation, the spending, the border policies, a lot of crime in their cities and states as well. And I think a lot of people are scratching their heads and saying, well, I'll let you finish.
Well, I mean, certainly he didn't get what I would call a mandate in 2020, but this notion that you can come out, and he's fallen into the trap that Hillary Clinton did, this notion that you can come out and call people who you disagree with names and try to minimalize them and, quite frankly, dehumanize them. So when you start using the term semi-fascist and saying they're full of hate, they're racist, etc., what you're doing is you're demonizing people and making them villains for your own side. I don't think he's going to get any points for doing that, which he shouldn't, and I don't think Hillary Clinton did either. I think if we're going to come together ever, it's going to be you hold people who did things wrong accountable, and you start moving past this ad hominem attack deal, and you start talking about what policies work for America, and we can have very, very strong, rigorous debate on that. But you don't need to constantly be going down into the mud and demonizing literally half the country.
It reminded me of, you know, the sandbox in kindergarten, and you throwing sand in somebody's face when you're not getting your way, or to distract from what's actually happening. And what's actually happening is that we've got an economy that is teetering on the brink, right? There are so many people worried today. The market was worried. Jerome Powell saying he's going to have to be aggressive on rates to handle the inflation that we're facing. Yet he just passed, this president, a $739 billion, essentially skinny Build Back Better, and then wrote off the student loans. We're not sure exactly what the cost is going to be. It could be as much as $500 billion. So people are facing some real issues. The economy is facing real issues. And what this seems to be is some sort of distraction from that, some, a try or an attempt to cast blame on Trump and the voters.
Yeah, no, that's exactly right. And so much of this rhetoric is a distraction because, I mean, I can think of the border security issue that we have today, which is a huge issue in Arizona, and actually it's impacting the entire country. And think about the gas prices. I live in the Phoenix metro area, which has one of the top 2 or 3 inflation rates in the country, and we're not seeing our gas prices appreciably go down. We're seeing people having to make tough choices and decisions on where they're going to get gas, how they're going to get to work, how they're going to take care of their kids and food. And quite frankly, elevating this kind of rhetoric is a distraction from what people really need. And they need solutions. They need policy solutions. And they don't need people further trying to put a wedge amongst us as an American people. And that's the saddest part, quite frankly, I think, of the rhetoric we've heard from President Biden lately.
Yeah, and the longer it goes on with these high prices, the more tired the American public becomes. And people did try to enjoy the summer. They've been, pent-up demand from the pandemic and wanting to be out. But I think Labor Day is going to be a turning point where people have to really readjust and understand that these prices are here to stay for a while. That is what Jerome Powell basically said today, and that he's going to try to fight them however he can. Congressman, there's going to be a lot to talk about after the Labor Day holiday, and we'll hope to have you back again soon. Thank you.
I bet. Thank you so much.